This is the worst Backrooms Roblox game ever. Hey, it's me, Spending Sky here, and I just wanted to talk about this Roblox game. You see, I know I don't usually make content like this, but I needed to express my absolute disdain for this game and why you should not play this game or go anywhere near it. The Backrooms is a, hyped up Roblox Backrooms game that came out not too long ago. And the thing is, it blows. You're probably thinking, Spending, what do you mean by it blows? Is there a lot of bugs and things like that? Or is the gameplay awful? Everything. It has too many bugs, a lot of things don't work, and it's just terrible. The gameplay loop is terrible. So in this video, I'll be going over a lot of things, a lot of the bugs, and a lot of things that just don't work, and how terrible the gameplay actually is. So yeah, please enjoy me ranting about this bad Roblox game. Red, blue, blue. There you go. I haven't done blue. Oh, am I about to...
The wall disappeared when you put the red code in.
The first thing that I'm gonna talk about is the bugs. And boy, there are a lot of them. You see, that first little intro of two bugs, that happens when you enter in a code to a door and the whole door just disappears. And guess what? You can walk right through it. Wow, how did they miss this? It almost seems like nobody actually bug tested this game. Like, okay. Here's the thing about bugs. Yes, there's going to be a lot of bugs on release, depending on the games and things like that, but there's so many bugs in this game. Like, we should not just allow creators to just throw out their unfinished games with this many bugs in. Like, yes, if there's a bug that isn't that big, then it's fine, but having this unpolished mess of a game to come out with all these bugs, we should not be tolerating this. This is something that should be standard, to try and make sure that there aren't any big bugs in your game to make the game either, more immersive or more playable. But some of these bugs just nuh-uh. There's even a bug, I'm assuming if it's not a bug, then they should make it look a lot more different, but you can literally fall out the map. Which, wow, it's a Backrooms game, no, that's not how the Backrooms really work. You fall into a different part of the map. You don't fall into the void and die. You see, I thought this was a normal pathway that you can walk on because, I don't know, I wasn't expecting just the whole floor to be gone. I just thought the lighting was off, and I was like, okay, well, time to walk over here. And I just fall out the map and die. Wow, that is a terrible way to go. Let's say if it is, intentional. Oh, there's a lot of problems with that in peculiar. I will get to that when I get to it, okay? Okay, also, I'm not done with bugs. There's still a lot more that I want to talk about. Next bug. Our friend Nexus was forced to leave the game and not play with us because he couldn't move. You see, when we loaded in, he couldn't move for 2 games straight in a row. That is not something you want in your game. That is a very big bug that makes it unplayable. How do you mess up that bad? And we were forced to leave him because, he couldn't do anything. And the thing is, I don't know if this is a bug, but I'll mention this here. You don't respawn once a new level is loaded. Let me say that again. You don't respawn when a level is loaded. Okay? That is single-handedly one of the worst things about this game as well. That is terrible design. Being forced to spectate your friends and not being able to come back, and the only way to come back is to use Robux? I've always hated that gameplay design, where you're just like, oh, I'm dead. Is there a free way to get back up? No, but I can waste my precious Robux on this revive. No, this is terrible. I hate when games do that. That is number one sign of a game that is terrible. Okay? If you are forced to pay actual Robux to revive every single time, then that is terrible. There has to be a way in order to get a free revive or something like that. You can't just keep paying Robux to get in. That's one thing I've always hated about games, especially big games like Ink games, alright? That game, you have to pay Robux to get back in. Now, it is a little bit more understandable because it is like a Battle Royale-esque game, so it would be kind of BS, but still, like, give out free revives once in a while as well, which they do, but I'm also saying this to other games as well that don't do that. And another bug is that when you spend money on an outfit, specifically this outfit, it does not show up in game. You use precious Robux to get that outfit, okay? and that is not okay. If you have to spend money and it doesn't work in game, that is a terrible bug to have. You should not be implementing things where you need to use Robux to buy if they're not going to work. If you have not tested that, that is a terrible way to immediately lose people, you know, from enjoying your game, from actually playing your game, because that is terrible. I don't know how they just allowed that just to happen. Also, there was another bug where if you loaded into the game, there was, you know, a big chance that you would spawn on the roof, but I don't, you know, that's like a little bug. It doesn't really affect gameplay that much, and it's fine. You can just leave and rejoin the game, but it is kind of annoying. I'm assuming they fixed that, but still, there's so many more bugs, and this one, which kind of makes sense but also doesn't. I'm assuming this is a bug because it just happens in the most random moments ever. There's so many just lockers or other things just stuck in the walls. Now, you're probably like, this is the backrooms. Of course there's going to be things like, you know, clipping into the wall. No! Usually when this effect happens, it's always because that the map, you know, whenever it's rendering in, is all unoptimized and it's just like spawning things into walls. No, it is almost always never just like, oh, it's a design mechanic. Because in this case, it definitely isn't. Alright, have like the first level. Now, the chairs and everything like that, you know, being stuck into the wall, giant piles, okay, that understandable. But in this level, level 2, this is not a design. This can't be a design. I refuse to believe that this is a design. If they come out and say, oh, hey, you know, this is intentional, they're lying. They're lying. It doesn't make sense at all, because you can still open up some of those, you know, some of those lockers, some of those doors, and just nothing there. I refuse to believe that. I refuse it. You don't understand. Alright? This game is just riddled with so many bugs that it just pains me. It's just so annoying to experience. And the overall gameplay, oh my god. I'm gonna talk about the gameplay now.
Nowhere there's more, bro. There just can't be another floor. How many floors are there?
The gameplay, okay. The first level, it started off pretty good, okay? Aside from all the bugs, if the game had no bugs and the first level worked, everything's intentional, all that, you know, the first level was good, alright? It wasn't the best, it wasn't the worst, it was good, it was serviceable, okay? Going around doing tasks in order to, you know, get access to the elevator and go to the next level. That's okay. I enjoyed that a bit. It's not the most fun thing in the world, but it's something. Now, level 2. So, you're forced to go in this giant garage, which there's a bunch of entities down there who, you know, look like you, but aren't you. That's pretty cool. Alright, thumbs up, thumbs up. Now, trying to find a specific color code. You have to, like, find differently colored cards in order to get the code. But also, there's a task on the left side, which I don't even know what it does. We just ignored that in general. It doesn't even make sense to actually beat the first part of that level, alright? Either way, you don't even need to find the cards. If you have enough bandages, you can just go up to the code and keep inputting it, because you only get damaged when you're inputting it, so you can keep healing and then just brute force your way into the door. And of course, the bug that you saw earlier, once you open the door, then boom, the wall disappears. I don't know why that happens, but either way. Now, that level, it's fine. It's not the greatest. The monsters that chase you are also fine. It's pretty easy to tell that they're, you know, not you. So it's alright. It's definitely worse than the first level. Now, the second part of that level, it is the worst level. Oh, okay. I forgot to talk about one bug. This bug is very important. So, you can pick up multiple things. Hooray, that's good. And you can use multiple things, you know, it stacks into one little slot. That's pretty good. Now, I will get to that later. I just want to make sure that is in your head, just be aware of that. So, the second part of this level, you go into a dark room and you're forced to find, you're just going downwards every time. It's just that simple. and there's monsters that spawn, you know, the smiley face thingamabob, whatever they're called. I don't care what they're called, but once they spawn, they make a little noise, and you're supposed to look at them with your flashlight in order to dispel them away. And that's pretty good in, you know, in theory. In gameplay, it was fine. You're supposed to use your flashlight. You can't just look at them normally, and your flashlight has a set amount of charge. Now, here's where bug comes in that I was talking about earlier. So, you can carry multiple flashlights, as you can see by the number, you know, it says X2, X3, whatever. So, wanna know something funny when your flashlight runs out? You can't switch flashlights. I don't know if that's a bug or if it's intentional, but that is dog shit. And this level is very long. It has no reason to be this long. It is a terrible level, and if you don't micromanage your flashlight, you will die. And being forced to go through that level over and over again because your flashlight dies is very terrible, and you stacking flashlights does absolutely nothing. It is an awful level. Second part of the level, it is terrible. You have to go through so many flights of stairs. I died because my flashlight ran out of battery, because I was like, oh, I'm assuming, you know, my flashlight will recharge. I'll just, you know, because I have multiple, but no, it doesn't even work. I'm assuming it's a bug, and if it's not, then the developers, why are you able to pick up more flashlights if it's not supposed to be like that? It doesn't make sense. And this level, oh my god, it's so long, it's so tedious, so stupid, so boring. Oh my god. And the worst part of it, so of course I died, and I couldn't even spectate. The spectating doesn't work. That's another bug. The spectating is just awful. I don't know how these bugs get through, but either way, I was spectating my friend through Discord, by the way, because the spectating regularly doesn't work, and he makes it to the end because there's another bug that basically allows him to be invincible. I don't know how, but hey, you know, it works, and he reaches the end of the level, and guess what? Nothing. Wow. That dog shit of a level ending off on a coming soon with more levels. Wow. That is terrible. This game is awful. I have so many words that I want to say, but I'm not going to say. But this game is not it. Being forced to go down all those stairs for nothing. All right, there's literally no reason. There's literally no reason to beat that level. You could just beat the first level and be like, okay, done. That's it. Level 2 is just awful. If only there was another level instead of level 2, you know, level 3, or I guess, well, technically it's at like level something else. I don't care. I'm just going 1 to 2 because it's easier to explain like that. But still, like, there's nothing after it. All that boring mess. Just to now you're probably like, spending, but wait, it's in beta, don't you see? I do see, but this came out in such a terrible mess. The gameplay is awful. How could they release it like this? I just really wanted to express my absolute disappointment in this game. I have played a lot of backroom games, a lot of them bad, but it's a funny type of bad, you know, an enjoyable type of bad, but this one wasn't enjoyable at all. This game was genuinely awful, and I think that if you guys play this game, just don't. It's not worth it at all. Don't buy anything in this game. It's stupid. I feel like I'm being too mean, but still, fix your game and make it more enjoyable, please. But yeah, I just wanted to go on a rant because of that game. It was awful. And it was so bad that I wanted to make a video expressing my disdain, my hatred for this game. Well, not hatred. Hatred is a strong word, but my disdain for this game. But yeah, if you want to see more videos like this about me shitting on games, or maybe giving games praise, then, you know, leave a like, leave a comment, be like, you should try out this game, and give it a rating. And that's it. But yeah, I'm gonna end off the video here. I'll see you guys later. Bye bye.